Please rise for the playing of the national anthem.
Well, good afternoon, basketball fans, and it is afternoon, at least for a few minutes, an early starting time. The Frontier Conference women's games now begin at 5 o'clock, and we have the first home Frontier Conference game for the women of Montana Western. I'm Wally Felt, along with Mike Miller and our producer-director, Brett Wiebe, and welcome on a chilly Thursday night in southwestern Montana. And Mike, it's been a whole year since I saw you last.
Seemed like it.
Which opens up a whole different ball, but I'm not going to.
A lot of terrible jokes about that one.
Yeah. But this is an interesting matchup. Both teams opened Frontier Conference play last weekend, and Carroll pulled off as kind of a mini upset as they beat Providence, which was ranked number 5 in the country, beat them in Helena to open up Frontier Conference play and maybe show that Providence isn't the favorite team. On the other hand, the Bulldogs had a tough one at the Armory Gym at Havre, losing by 21 to MSU Northern, so they are 0-1 to begin the Frontier Conference campaigns, and it should be an interesting game. Right now, and as you see on our screen right now, the fine artwork of our producer-director, Brett Wiebe, and you see the starters for tonight's game. First of all, for the Bulldogs, and then for the Carroll College Fighting Saints. The Saints led by Willa Albrecht, who averages 15 points a game. And the Bulldogs led, well, they don't really have any particular leader. They have a bunch of players leading them.
But they are really missing out on offense. They don't have the offense that they had last year. Of course, Jordan Sweeney with her graduation.
And Shani Mack.
So
there was a couple of double-figured scorers that led the way. What they haven't made in firepower, they try and make up in grit. Like that from Isabella Lund, who kind of sneaks in among the taller Carroll players and gets the opening tip away. And we are underway, Bulldogs' first possession.
Yeah, there's that switching man-to-man out there at the top of the lane.
Kiki Davis, who has since become a starter, has done really well. Not enough umph on that shot. It was a little short off the front of the rim, and the Saints control. Saints very fast. They don't score a lot of points, but they play great defense, and you don't have to score a lot of points if you play good defense.
And Maddie Moy with that rebound, I'll tell you what, that young lady does it a little bit of everything. She can shoot, she passes well, she scores well.
Kiki Davis had another shot inside, but the Carroll defense, I believe, that was Erickson who got in the way, and ball goes off the fingers or the toes of a Bulldog. I thought maybe a Carroll player had touched it last, and they're not sure. So what do you do when they're not sure?
I think they just let it go.
Okay.
Erickson's from Broadview.
Yes, and she's a cousin.
Yeah, cousin to our Erickson.
We actually had a couple Ericksons here. Kyle played basketball, and his sister Emily played volleyball for the Bulldogs.
Oh, now she bounced a little bit. That's a travel.
Kiki Davis gets in with the hands and creates the turnover. Here come the Bulldogs. We played about a minute and a half and still no score. Lund has it. Lund comes back outside to Hagee. Hagee puts up the three, and it's in.
Oh, off the backboard.
She actually hit right in the middle of that square.
Yes, I think you have to call that, don't you? I'm going to toss that off the middle of the square.
Three from the wing for the Saints is up and no good. Erickson clears for Carroll. Carroll has a bunch of players that transferred from the University of Montana that kind of have strengthened their team. And you know, it seems really weird. There's no Jamie Pickens out there.
I know. Was she a great player or what?
Last year's NAIA Player of the Year. My goodness. But it seems like she was here forever.
And her brother played football here.
Yes, so her mom played basketball here before she transferred to Missoula because at that time Montana Western, which was Western Montana College, did not have an accounting program.
Oh, yeah.
And she wanted to be an accountant, so she went to Missoula.
So two of the Bulldogs are being checked out. There's blood on someone's arm, and they're trying to decide whose it is. Isabella Lund being attended to by the trainers. By the athletic trainer.
Have they figured it out yet?
I don't know.
Albrecht at the free throw line makes the first. Carroll's a good free throw shooting team. They average 78%. You want 78% free throws. And
someone must be
bleeding somehow.
Quite badly. Zach McCarthy out to clean up the mess. And
they say it's Isabella Lund who has the blood. It was a cut on the finger, and they are wrapping it. And in the meantime, Zach McCarthy, one of Montana Western's very fine athletic trainers out there, he's got the antibiotic and everything.
I think that's a little bit of maybe a bleach, a combination bleach water, something.
Hey, we got to send congratulations out to Lindsay Branch.
Yes.
Montana Western Sports Information Director, proud mama. And the very first baby born in Butte, Montana.
Yeah.
Pretty cool. While we're waiting, our officials for tonight are Rigo Vasquez from Idaho Falls, Idaho, Blake Welch from Pocatello, Idaho, and Logan Snedeker from Alamosa, Colorado. And his wife coaches at Utah Tech with former Bulldog player and assistant coach J.D. Gustin.
Oh, I'll be dang.
Yeah.
Okay, so that's a little more widespread. Coach, you're going to have to sit her down. Sit her down, get her taken care of. I don't think they're going to allow you to delay the game much longer.
Yeah. And Trinity Nichols checks into the game.
Trinity much more an offensive threat than Isabella.
Well, she led the Bulldogs, I think, with 18 points against MSU Northern. in that loss to the Skylights. We're going to have to remember her number because I think she's going to have a new number.
Albrecht, of course, is a 100% free throw shooter.
That doesn't happen very often. In fact, every coach would like all their players to hit 100% of their free throws.
And I think we just had someone fall down behind us.
Ball tipped out of bounds by some good Saints defense. Albrecht with the defense. A.D. Ekstrom was the defensive player of the week last week for the Saints, and she held Maldonado 1 for 10. That's pretty good defense. Maldonado, one of the top shooters against Providence, and there's a steal. Good defensive play by Kendall Keller. There's one of those U of M transfers. Albrecht goes up, lays it up and in, and the Saints take the lead 4-3. 7:10 remaining in the first quarter. Frontier Conference basketball. This will be the last year for the 6 Montana-based teams. We'll stretch to 11 teams next year. And Kiki Davis puts the Bulldogs back out in front. 5-4. We have those Dakota schools, leftovers from the North Star Conference coming in, along with Bellevue from Nebraska. And Bismarck State will go from junior college to NAIA 4-year school.
There's our first foul.
So Peyton Hagee will put the ball in play to Nichols, and back to Hagee, who will set the Bulldog offense. To Peterson. Peterson's turnaround jumper is good, and the Bulldogs in front 7-4.
So the Bulldog offense is doing pretty well here at the beginning of the ball game.
Well, they're playing a little more, would you say, controlled? Oh, steal. Oh, and almost a steal right back, but the Bulldogs come away with the steal. Hagee down to Nichols. She'll put up the 3. In and out, no good. And Erickson controls for Carroll. Quickly down court is Ekstrom. She stops at the free throw line and hits one.
Nice.
7-6, Bulldogs over the Saints. 5:30 left to play first quarter. Carroll in their traveling purple and white. Bulldogs in their home white and red. Hagee puts up the layup, and it's no good. Knocked out of bounds by Peterson of the Bulldogs.
Well, the shot didn't go in, but I like the idea of Peyton driving to the basket. She is so well known at the three-point line. She's got to go to the basket every once in a while.
Well, that makes the defense second guess them, doesn't it? Because they're not really sure what she's going to do. Quick hands again by Hagee. Almost forces a Carroll turnover, but Keller controls. Keller, the grad guard from Havre. Shot clock down to 2 seconds. Keller goes in, puts it up, and she is fouled by Peterson with 1 second on the shot clock. So we got our first timeout of the ball game. Score, Montana Western 7, Carroll College 6. 4:51 left in the first quarter. Back with more Bulldog basketball on the Bulldog Sports Network. We are back at the Stroud Gymnasium, Thursday night Frontier Conference of basketball. Right now, the Bulldogs leading the Saints of Carroll College 7-6, and at the free throw line is Kendall Keller, and she hits the first one. Keller is 71% free throw shooter. That's a pretty good percentage. She gets them both, and 2 free throws give the Saints back the lead, 8-7. A little bit of full court pressure put on the Saints. Saints, one of the better defensive teams. They are second in the Frontier, giving up 55 points a game. Like I said, they don't score a lot of points, but they don't let the other team score. And finally, a foul. Albrecht commits the foul. Albrecht, the 6-foot redshirt junior guard from Billings, and another transfer from the University of Montana. And Isabel Lund is now number three.
Okay, I've got that down. Okay, might be thinking about taking her out. And I guess I'm right.
Old Elk, Kylie Old Elk checks in, puts up the shot, goes everywhere but in. And, you know, we always talk about her uncle. I finally asked her, I said, can you remind me of your uncle, the basketball coach's name? Trampus.
Yeah. Give it a kick?
Nope, they call a foul.
Probably.
I think it's on Kylie Old Elk. Ava Belich comes in. You know, and we've seen her progress from really struggling at the three-point line to actually being a presence both inside and outside. Yeah. Comes from a basketball-rich family. Keller puts up a shot and hits it. So the Saints with their biggest lead of the evening so far, 10-7. 10-7, I should say. Oh, and a steal. Bad pass by the Bulldogs results in the turnover. And Claire Converse, redshirt sophomore from Kalispell, brings the ball down, and she almost has the ball picked off of her pass. Shot is up and no good. Isabel Lund with the rebound for the Bulldogs. And she'll go all the way down. Oh! Went right around the hoop and dropped into the hands of a Carroll player. That's Isabel Erickson. And stole it away by Kylie Old Elk. And she'll pull it back and let the rest of her teammates gather. Belich thinks about a three. Now she's going to drive in. Now passes out. Oh, and it's Kylie Old Elk was knocked to the ground. No whistle called or blown. 2:43 left to play. And checked away by Belich. Belich, nice job on the defense, and it was last touch by a Saint.
I think Belich got a little touch of that.
Yeah, taking advantage of that height she had. So Nichols begins pass. Oh, and Kiki Davis right off her hands and out of bounds. You know, I learned something over the new year. Our friend Jane from Missoula, good friends with Kiki Davis and her family.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Jane seems to know everybody.
Well, they were, her daughters were Hellgate products. And Kiki a Hellgate product. And traveling is the call on the Saints. Ten to 7, Saints leading the Bulldogs. 2:05 left to play first quarter. It's really been a defensive game. Somebody's tape got...
Yeah, Isabella's fingertip went off.
Somebody should go out and get that piece of tape. One of the cheerleaders is thinking about it. Yep, go get it.
That's our student body president.
Yeah. And here they come back.
You say someone should get out there and get it. You're not looking at me.
No, well, they
okay.
were. Yeah, they just saw it. Oh, that's one way to do it. Give to Kiki Davis, and it goes underneath the bleachers. Now, do they have to bandage her again?
If she starts to bleed again, there'll. I wonder if it was a fingertip. Well, could have been just a fingernail.
Well, it was pretty good sized. And I think the injury to Isabella Lund was on her finger.
Yeah, and they covered it up.
There's something else underneath down there too. See,
Just
right
past
behind Ava Bellich.
And it's not my popcorn. I haven't spilled anything yet.
I almost threw my pen out on the floor in case they wanted to take notes while they're playing. 5 seconds on the shot clock. Here goes Lund. Puts the floater up, no good. And battle for the rebound between Moy and let's see now. That's Elliot Hanks. And they're going to call Moy for the travel.
Elliot Hanks is from Ferris High School. And it seems to me that back in the 60s, Jerry Lindgren went on to be an Olympian. He was a cross-country and track. Oh,
good defense by the Bulldogs. Comes up with the steal on the inbounds pass. And a layup. And Isabel Lund will go to the free throw line to make it a traditional three-point play.
And it looks as if Peyton Hagee is going to come in for her. That's a great steal by Nichols, and immediately she tossed the ball down to Isabella.
And she completes the three-point play.
Yeah, they're going to go see Zach one more time.
Full court pressure put on by the Bulldogs. Took about 10 seconds off the shot clock. So well use of the full court pressure. Floater is up and in by Karstetter, the sophomore from Moses Lake, Washington. Oh, nice steal there. That was Hanks, and she's going to go the whole length of the court and lay it up and in. Oldell took her eye off the ball just a second, but just enough time for Hanks to steal it and go the length of the court for the layup.
Notice no one's in the lane for the Bulldogs. Bellich down low on the low post, but pops out.
14-10 Carroll. Bellich thinks about a three now. She puts it up, but checked away by Karstetter. And that'll do it. 1 quarter in the books. It is Montana Western 10, Carroll College 14. Back with more on the Bulldog Sports Network. We're back at the Stroud Gymnasium. Quarter number 2, about ready to be. Ava Oakland puts the ball in play for the Saints right in front of us.
Shot clock did not start very well.
I think we have new people on the clocks over there.
And, of course, a very, very slim crowd today. The college kids aren't back yet from the Christmas break or winter break, whatever they're calling it. And there is a basketball game going on downtown. Challenge cadets are not here. So it's pretty quiet tonight.
I don't think I could take a nap, though. Shot up from the corner, no good, and Kiki Davis knocked the ball out of bounds, but she also slapped the wrist of Ava Oakland, and that will send Oakland to the free throw line. Oakland, the 5'11 junior, and she can play either guard or forward for the Saints from Boise. Misses the first free throw. Gets the second one, so she's 50% from the free throw line. Saints lead is now 5, 15-10. Applied a little full court pressure, but the guard tandem of Lund and Hagee broke it and set the Bulldog offense up. Hagee puts the layup up, no good, around the rim and off into the hands of a Saint defender. So the Bulldogs are getting the shots, they're just not falling.
Yeah, they shot 31% from the field in the first quarter.
Turnaround jumper by the Saints. Ekstrom is no good. And rebound by the Bulldogs. Moy in. Gets it off to Davis. Davis playing with 2 fouls, and she'll make a drive to the basket. And she's tackled. She didn't pick up the first down. Might have picked it up with the stretch, but got bumped pretty hard in there. And as I've said before, the people that say basketball is not physical have never been to a game. Kiki Davis will be at the free throw line. Davis, the 5'8 junior from Missoula, Montana.
Who was an excellent softball player.
Yes. She has aspirations to play professional softball one day, too. Misses the first free throw.
Take your time. Get up to the line and take your time. I still hate these steps to the free throw line. It's
She misses them both.
Almost impossible to do everything correctly while you're still moving.
Her free throws shooting had improved, but not off to a good start today. Bulldogs have stayed at 10 for quite a while. Keller trying to find an opening in the Bulldog defense. Now she goes in. A little 5-footer goes in and out, no good. Engstrom with the offensive board and putback. 17-10 now. Is that about a 5-0 scoring run, 6-0 scoring run on the
Bulldogs haven't scored since about 1 minute and 7 seconds to go in the first period.
Kiki Davis drives herself in, puts it up, and that breaks the drought. Kiki Davis puts Bulldog points on the board, and it's 17-12. Carroll. Trinity Nichols will come in a second. Well, I see all those red shirts over there dressed. Is there a possibility we might see them? Karstetter with the basket for the Saints.
Coach Cooper's only got eight players, unless she uses the red shirts.
Peterson's turnaround jumper from the free throw line is no good. And loose ball picked up by Nichols. She puts the shot up. And Kiki Davis puts the shot up. She took the ball right out of the hands of Erickson and laid it up and in, 19-14. I think she spent a little time in the weight room. I'm not even going to challenge her to an arm wrestling contest.
She's a determined young player.
Yes, she's the total athletic package. Little elbow there, got away with it by Ekstrom. See her little elbow out there pushing for position. Got away with it and scored the layup. 21-14 Carroll. 6:30 left to play, first half. Inside to Davis, and Davis tripped over one of the Carroll players, and luckily she's okay. And the Saints will...
I talked to Trinity Nichols for a little bit. She went to high school Post Falls, and she knows our Troy Pottinger and his wife, who was the volleyball coach.
Troy played football here in the early days when the Bulldogs brought football back after it being gone for a while.
He and Jeff Schote were, I think they came together.
Oh, Kiki Davis steals the ball and then dribbles down, makes a little move, and scores. It's 21-16, Carroll. Erickson's shot is up and no good. Rebound controlled by the Saints, so. Eight seconds on the shot clock. Turnaround jumper is no good. Another shot is up and good, and that was Alex Bullock. She just went high in the air, did not take any prisoners, got her own rebound and put it up and in. 23-16 Saints. Davis back from the free throw line. Shot is up and no good. Carroll rebound, and here come the Saints.
Ooh, looks like a little illegal pick there.
No, they're going to call it on. Is that on Peterson?
Lund. Her first.
So Ava Oakland will put the ball in play underneath the Saints basket. Good defense by Hagee, but Keller gets her own rebound and puts it back up and in, and the Saints built the lead to 9, 25-16. Bulldogs need to find a little offense.
That's not the place to look for it.
Nope. Bulldogs have gotten as cold as it is outside, and we see Sammy Love getting ready to come in. She is one of the red shirts that they activated right when school ended, and she's done a nice job.
Oh, okay. If we're not going to block out, the Bulldogs are in a lot of trouble. They need to stop going in the air trying to block shots. They're too short.
Well, I think Coach Cooper saw that because she called a timeout. Nope, that's a media timeout. So 4:15 on the clock in the first half. It's Carroll 25, Montana Western 16. And back with more basketball on the Bulldog Sports Network.
Montana Western, our flexible schedule and focus on learning through experience are just right for your world today. Experience One, where you take one course at a time for 18 days and then move on to your next course, is designed to work for you, whether you plan to come to campus, want to stay close to home, or if you need to earn your degree while working or raising a family. And Montana Western is the most affordable university in Montana. Experience the difference, only at University of Montana Western.
We are back at the Stroud Gymnasium, 4:15 left to play. Mike, you were talking about rebounding. The Saints have out-rebounded the Bulldogs 23-9.
Well, the Bulldogs are a little bit shorter, but they need to block out. The only rebounds they're getting are the ones that bounce directly back into their hands. And Carroll is getting the offensive rebound and putting things right back up.
And Peyton Hagee breaks a little scoring drought from the Bulldogs with a 3.
Oh, drop.
And traveling is the call on Keller. Good defense by Hagee. Forced the Carroll turnover.
And it happened right in front of the official, and boom, he got it immediately.
Well, the officials did not want to give us their name because they said, you'll only mention us when we have a bad call. Well, no, you guys have done a good job today. Nichols drives in, puts the shot up, and it falls in. So a little 5-0 run from the Bulldogs has cut the Carroll lead down to 4, 25-21. 3:25 left to play in the first half. And offensive foul, I think, underneath the basket.
Somebody popped Sammy Love.
Yeah, foul is called, I believe, on Alex Bullock. Bullock, the 5'11 freshman forward from Helena.
She wouldn't be related to former Governor
Steve Bullock? I
don't know.
I don't know.
He's
Something
got
to
a
ask.
brother.
Yeah. Something we can ask.
And, of course, his wife played basketball at Carroll College.
Sammy Love's shot from the wing is no good. Carroll with the rebound, leading by 4, 25-21.
Uh-oh.
Sammy Love came down hard. She gets out of the way, and ball goes out of bounds. And
I think Zach's going to have to come out and take a quick look.
Yeah, she came down on her ankle, and Kylie Oldelk will come in and replace her. I think did she come down on somebody's foot?
I don't know. She fell over straight backwards.
Well,
all right, little 1-3-1 zone defense here for the Saints. That half-court 1-3-1, Terry Thomas made that a huge weapon.
And Peyton Hagee puts another 3 in the books, and it's 25-24 Carroll. Rochelle Sayers has been at Carroll College for 14 years. Oh, and Keller answers it with a Carroll 3 from the outside, 28-24. The only person that's coached longer on the women's side of the Frontier is Chris Mowat from Northern.
And you know, Rochelle's only had one losing season.
That was her first one, I think.
I think it was the second one.
Kiki Davis hits a 3. And everybody's saying, she can hit a 3 too? What can she do? 1:36 left to play first half. 28-27 Carroll over the Bulldogs of Montana Western. Turnaround jumper, three-pointer is no good. Davis with the rebound for the Bulldogs. Oh.
I got to go get it.
Backcourt violation. Saints ball.
Trinity Nichols got down the floor pretty fast. Going to have her run second on the 4x1.
Well, I know you are always plotting your track teams based off of the basketball rosters. Bulldogs playing pretty good defense against the Saints. 1 minute left to play in the first half. 3 from the wing is in and out, no good. Hagee with the rebound for the Bulldogs. 50 seconds left to play in the first half.
You know, since 2015, the Bulldogs haven't beaten Carroll.
Davis puts up another 3 attempt, no good, and
That's going to be on.
I think they're going to call it on Nichols, and she disagrees, but as we have said many times before, you could argue, you can get F. Lee Bailey in, you're still going to lose. Oh, I better, you know, I wonder if people know who F. Lee Bailey is. Old people like us, maybe.
If the glove doesn't fit.
Yeah. Engstrom all the way down, and she almost throws it out of the bounds, but Oakland saved it. And Engstrom goes back, hits the 3, shoots the 3, doesn't get it. Moy with the Bulldog rebound.
20 seconds on the shot clock.
And Nichols looks up, same time you did at the shot clock. Hagee puts up the jumper. It's an air ball. And that's the end of one half of basketball. Our score, Carroll College 28, Montana Western 27. We'll be back with stuff on the Bulldog Sports Network. We're back at the Stroud Gymnasium. It's halftime. Montana Western trailing Carroll College 27-28 at the half, and we're going to talk a little bit about the stats. And as you look at your screen right now, Brett has the team stats up, but as we look at the individual stats, Mike, only one player on both teams has double-figured scoring.
Yep, just Kiki Davis.
And she has 11. Carroll's scoring is spread out, but the glaring, and I mean glaring, it's like double headlights and stuff like that. When you look at the rebound discrepancy, the Saints with 26 rebounds, 10 offensive, 14 defensive, against only 14 for the Bulldogs. 3 offensive rebounds, just 3, and 11 defensive rebounds. And as you said, Mr. Former basketball coach, box out, box out.
And you give up those offensive rebounds, you give the other team one more opportunity to score. And for Carroll, they scored 9 second chance points, and the Bulldogs just 2.
And, you know, it hasn't been a scoring fest, and I don't think it will be because neither team is known for their scoring. But the Saints are demonstrating just how good they are defensively.
Yep.
They are forcing the Bulldogs into all kinds of things they don't want to do, but on the other hand, the Bulldog defense isn't playing bad either.
Yeah, what do we have here? We have 5 steals for the Bulldogs and 4 for the Saints. And some of those they're not steals coming out, right out of the hands of the ball handler. They're bad passes. They're things that are being knocked away and then recovered by the Bulldog team. I think one kind of a plus, something that we haven't seen a whole lot, Peyton Hagee is 3 for 3 from the three-point line, and and that led the Bulldogs 44% shooting. The Saints are shooting about 11% from the three-point line. They're just 1 out of 9. So that's the one offensive stat where the Bulldogs are kind of shining.
Well, and it's interesting to note, too, when you look at the history. I mean, you had mentioned that when was the last time Montana Western had beat the Saints?
Well,
2020, I believe, was the last time. And last year, Bulldogs came close, but they were 4 points away, and they lost that game in Helena in overtime.
Overtime, yeah.
And go ahead. Sorry.
I think the material that we got from Carroll, it shows since the 2015 season, the Carroll's 24-9 against the Bulldogs, and they have won 10 straight, including that game we were just talking about, the overtime win in Helena. So 10 straight against the Bulldogs. They seem to have the Bulldogs' number.
Big time. That big purple number is on their back. As we look at the rest of the Frontier tonight, Rocky Mountain College is at number 5, Providence. Rocky receiving votes in the poll. They'll have a new poll coming out next week, and Northern at receiving votes, Montana Tech. When you look at the standings, Carroll, Northern, and Rocky all opened up the Frontier Conference with wins, and Providence, Montana Tech, and Western opened up with losses. And, you know, I would have liked to have been in Helena and watched that game between Carroll and Providence. Number 21 Carroll against number 5 Providence, 65-62.
And who beat Tech? Because
Rocky.
Yeah, I really believe that Tech might end up going undefeated. They're loaded, and
well, and it wasn't just like the Carroll Providence game. It wasn't a close one. It was 56-35.
Yeah,
and I'm wondering if it was tight. They were fouling to make free throw, and the Bears made free throws or whatever, and then Montana Western couldn't buy a basket against Northern in the old Armory Gym, which you said is one of your favorite places.
I like it up there. When I was coaching in the high school level and we would go there for district and divisional, I always kind of liked it. It is old. It was kind of run down, but I thought it was really, really well taken care of, and it's a fine venue
Well, I believe they did a bunch of remodeling in the last few years, which has improved, because I know they talked about how dark, if you were a photographer, that was not the place to go to take action pictures. It was just dark, 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 and they improved the lighting, made the lighting a little better, did some other things to make it, because, it's, like you said, it's in a nice facility on campus, so you make it better if you can.
And people always make fun of Montana State Northern, but the campus in Havre is immaculate. It is so well kept up. Kudos to the folks at Northern. You drive in there during the summer, it looks like a park on that side of the highway. So it is frigid cold up there, of course, but it's not summertime here in Dillon either.
No, it's pretty cold. I talked to the Frontier Conference commissioner today, and he asked me how the weather was in Dillon, and I said probably like the weather is in Helena, cold and snowy. Carroll, founded in 1909, called Mount St. Charles. Mm-hmm. And, for a long time, I love playing with in the history books when you look at teams going back. It became Carroll College in 1932, but for the media in Montana, they never always called them the Saints. They've been the Saints for almost the beginning for their team name, their nickname. They called them the Hilltoppers.
Oh.
And it's funny because you'll read a story like an old Montana Standard, an old independent record story, and the headline will say Hilltoppers beat Montana State Normal College, and then within the story it will say Carroll, won over the Bulldogs. But love the history of these universities. Carroll, first Catholic college in Montana, went through a whole bunch of stuff, but it was interesting. I found this. The bishop, who was talking about, going in colleges and stuff, and laying the cornerstone, and after they had figured out where they were going to be and everything else, in the cornerstone ceremonies, he called it the Capitol Hill College.
Oh.
So interesting stuff. You never can find enough history to read about. But we're a little bit a ways from the opening tip. We're going to take a quick timeout, and we'll be back with second half basketball after this on the Bulldog Sports Network. Bulldogs have first possession in the first half, and Matty Moy will put the ball in play to Peyton Hagee. No blood anywhere.
Running that clock right down to the nth.
Saturday, the Bulldogs will host Providence, and Moy goes up and puts the layup in for a Bulldog lead, 29-28.
And that's her first score of the game.
Bulldogs man-to-man defense. Shot is up and no good. Battle for the rebound. Loose ball cleared by Kiki Davis down to Isabel Lund. She puts the floater up and it falls out. Lund has had the luck of not going into the basket. She's had lots of those, and they've leaned the wrong way and fallen out. Saints with another rebound. They really out-rebounded the Bulldogs. Three-point shot is up and no good, and Erickson with the rebound. Another three-point attempt from the wing is no good by the Saints, and here comes Montana Western. Lund across the timeline, setting things up to Hagee, to Davis. And Davis will take a drive in, lays it up and in. Kiki Davis makes it 13 points in the game so far. And the Bulldogs with their biggest lead over the Saints, 31-28. Another shot from the wing is up. This one no good. Kiki Davis with another rebound. Off to Hagee. Hagee down. Now she backs off. Off to Lund. Lund thinks about. Nope, she's going to come back out. Hagee takes a drive in. Back to Moy. Moy, she turns a little 15-footer into an air ball. And rebound to the Saints. Here comes Carroll. Trailing by 3, 31-28. Just underway in the second half. Three-point basket is good. This one by Ekstrom, reigning Defensive Conference Player of the Week. And she hits the three, tying the ball game up at 31.
Oh,
nice inside move.
Good pass from Maddie Moy.
Bulldogs on top, 33-31. I don't think Maddie Moy was trying to steal that, but she caused a little miscommunication, but the Saints recover. Inside is Keller.
Someone needs to go help.
Davis thinks about a three. Nope. She says, nope, I'm going to take it inside instead. And she puts the shot up. This one doesn't fall. And rebound to Keller of the Saints. And here comes Carroll. It's one of those track meets is broken out in this basketball game. 6:15 left to play. All tied up at 33.
Yeah, she hooked her. Oh, no. That's
Maddie Moy with a foul.
her second one.
And first team foul for Montana Western. Albrecht will put the ball in play. From the wing, open for the three, and it's no good. Oh, and she went in and got her own rebound. That was Albrecht from the wing, went in and got her own rebound, but missed the floater, and Bulldogs control. 31-18 is the rebound discrepancy in favor of Carroll.
Good.
Davis puts up the three. It's short.
Straight on line, though.
And jump ball is called. Possession arrow pointed towards the purple of Carroll.
Again, the shot clock did not begin.
Well, as Mike said, it is break, so I think we got some rookies over there on the equipment.
Someone from the stands doing a little yelling here.
So finally we got things figured out. Erickson turnaround shot, no good, and Kiki Davis had the ball taken out of her hands. And ball last touched, I thought it was last touched by the Saints, Carstetter. But they say no, it was last touched by a white-shirted Bulldog. Oh, Albrecht, I thought she had all ball, but they're going to say she got some body into it too, so the foul called on Maddie Moy. And we have timeout. Timeout on the court. It is Carroll College 33, Montana Western 33. Back with more Frontier Conference women's basketball on the Bulldog Sports Network. We are back at the Stroud Gymnasium. 4:59 left to play in the third quarter. All tied up at 33. Keep looking at that rebound discrepancy. Carroll with 33 and Western with 18 total. Albrecht going to the free throw line, the junior from Billings West High School, transferred to Carroll from the University of Montana.
And with 3 fouls, Moy had to sit down.
And she's perfect still. Still perfect. Love to see that. Love to see that. Perfect from the free throw line. 100% for the season. Hagee double team, but she turns and gets out of it with the dribble. Nichols brings it across the timeline, calls out the play for the Bulldogs. Lund out to Hagee.
This is a mismatch with Albrecht all over her.
Floater is up and no good. Battle for the rebound is taken over by Montana Western, and Kiki Davis. That was one of those rebounds you talked about to Peyton Hagee. It just fell into her hands.
Yeah, and the pass into Davis, she didn't make any fancy moves or anything. She just went to the basket.
35-35 the score. And Davis, nice check on Erickson's shot, but it was last touched by a Bulldog. One of the Bulldogs reached for it, and it was touched out of bounds. And Albrecht will put it in play for the Carroll. And Peterson picked up the foul. Carstetter tried to go to the basket, and Peterson just used her body to kind of push her away and is called for the foul. And she gets the first free throw, giving the Saints the lead, 36-35. And gets them both. And the Saints back to a 2-point lead, 37-35. And here comes more Saints full court pressure. And the Bulldogs break it with the dribble. Faye Nagy just drives through the lane, then brings it back out again, gives it off to Kiki Davis, who goes inside. Albrecht with the Saints rebound.
Now, there was an obvious contact there. Officials need to tighten this up just a little bit.
Keller, free throw line, shot up and no good, and ball tipped out of bounds by the Bulldogs. Good defense on the interior by Montana Western.
Rochelle Sayers giving a little...
She wants a foul.
Yeah, she...
Ball tipped away and picked up by the Bulldogs. Here comes Isabella Lund. She lays it up and in. And the Bulldogs take over the lead. Or do they?
No.
No, tied it up. That was a quick two. That scoreboard was fast. 37-37 the score, and
I think there's a little push there.
A makeup call.
Fouls on Bulldogs on 12. Trinity Nichols. Checking in for your Bulldogs. Number 10, Ava Bella.
Nichols with the call,
Media timeout.
and her second personal foul, and here's our media timeout. 2:57 left to play in the third quarter. Carroll College 37, Montana Western 37. Back with more Frontier Conference women's basketball on the Bulldogs Sports Network.
Montana Western, our flexible schedule and focus on learning through experience are just right for your world today. Experience One, where you take one course at a time for 18 days and then move on to your next course, is designed to work for you, whether you plan to come to campus, want to stay close to home, or if you need to earn your degree while working or raising a family. And Montana Western is the most affordable university in Montana. Experience the difference, only at University of Montana Western.
We are back at the Stroud Gymnasium. See some former Bulldog greats down underneath the basket. Tanner Haverfield and his wife Brinley Haverfield. Gary Haverfield, an old Bulldog great, not quite as old as us, but Trinity Nichols comes away with the tip ball and then has it tipped out of her hands, but gets it back again. Kylie Oldelk goes inside, back to Davis, and Davis wasn't ready for the pass. And here come the Saints the other way. And stolen away by Isabella Lund.
That was good defense by Kiki Davis, forced the pass flat along the baseline.
Lund knocked to the ground, but no whistle blown. And the Saints the other way. It's kind of gotten a little crazy right now.
A little ragged.
Yeah, that's the word I'm looking for, Mr. English professor. 37-37 the score. Shot from the wing is up and no good by the Saints, and Kiki Davis clears for the Bulldogs. Isabel Lund directing traffic out there. Trinity Nichols goes up, draws the foul. Ekstrom picks up the foul. Senior guard forward from Bozeman High School product.
Where our old buddy Godfrey Saunders was the principal there for years and years and years. I think he was a biology teacher when he first got there. And he told me he was one of the track coaches. And I, of course, I'd never known that he had been out for track or anything. I said, what event did you coach? Pole vault.
Well, and Godfrey's one of those rarities that in the Montana Western alumni base He's a member of both the Athletic and the Education Hall of Fame.
Yes.
And he's been our distinguished alum at one time, which you were too.
And he was our very, very first Educator Hall of Fame. When was it? Oh.
Erickson. Just that shot, or the missed shot, was, there was white shirts racing for it, but she came in the middle of them and took it right out of their hands, and that makes it 38-20. They've almost doubled up their discrepancy in Bulldog and rebounds versus the Bulldogs. Erickson misses the free throw.
Ooh, did you notice no full court press?
Pardon?
No full court press from the Saints.
Ava Belic puts up the shot. A little too strong off the backboard, and a foul is called by Old Elk. And that'll be the 5th foul on the Bulldogs, which will put the Saints to the free throw line for 2.
And look how far away from the basket that foul was. There's no sense in trying to take the ball out of somebody's hands. And you're 90 feet from the basket.
So Erickson, the sophomore from Broadview, makes this one. She missed her last attempt. Makes this one. She's a 75% free throw shooter for the Saints. And she gets them both. And the Saints back in front by 2. 41-39, and here comes Carroll, full court pressure. They must have heard you and decided to do it again. Ava Belic puts up the 3 hard off the glass.
And it hit one of the standards up there, or at least one of the braces. This third quarter is one of the best quarters the Bulldogs have played in a couple of games here.
Inside to Karstetter, and she goes over the top of everybody for the basket, and the Saints lead by 4. Under 20 seconds left to play, and Bulldogs going for final shot. Peyton Hagee dribbling out here.
Oh, don't.
And inside to Peterson. Peterson almost loses it, gets it back, puts it in. And that'll be 43 Carroll, 41 Bulldogs after 3 quarters of basketball. Back with more on the Bulldog Sports Network.
My name is Matt Allen. I'm the Director of Admissions at the University of Montana Western. Montana Western is the only U.S. public institution in the country that operates on a block scheduling model called Experience One. Instead of your semester looking like this in a traditional system, the block schedule at Montana Western looks like this. This innovative approach allows students to really focus on that one homework area, have one final, communicate with one professor. More importantly, there's one professor communicating with that class. The big difference between Montana Western and other institutions is that our students typically have 2 to 3 years of experience in their field of study. And it's experience that employers and grad schools are looking for. And like I said, it's experience that a lot of college students don't typically have at that point in time in their academic career. Student success is our top priority, so our faculty and staff are here to help students through their entire student experience.
Her teammate pushed her down.
The referee only saw one thing.
Yeah. Her teammate tried to get around her and pushed her down.
So that's Kenzie Peterson's first team foul.
Yeah.
And they're going to, yeah, because she kind of moved into it, didn't really have herself set. She picks up 2 quick fouls.
And that gives her 3 for the game.
So Albrecht will put the ball in play. And stole it away by Lund and Davis. It was kind of a combo steal. Kiki Davis puts the shot up, doesn't score. Albrecht with the Carroll rebound. Mike, that's going to be, when we talk about the game over, I think that's going to be the deciding factor in whatever happens. An offensive foul underneath the basket. No basket.
Oh.
And Albrecht gets her 4th personal.
She's going to have to sit down, I'm sure.
Yes. And the question is how long do you keep her out? Maddie Moy into Kiki Davis. Kiki Davis shot, and she gets fouled.
Is that Hinks?
I think so, yeah, the redshirt sophomore from Spokane. Nope.
Kiki Davis is having a career tonight.
And completes the 3-point play. And the Bulldogs lead by 4, 47-43. Davis is 9 of 18 from the field, 1 of 3 from the 3-point line, and 2 of 4 from the free throw line. I thought she was 3 of 4. I guess she missed 2 down here. Gotcha. Good full court pressure by the Bulldogs.
Britt Cooper saw her chance and she put Maddie Moy back in. Yeah, that's a block.
Blocking foul called on Lund. And Lund was knocked to the ground but helped up by a couple of Carroll players. Good sportsmanship. And we got another timeout. So our score, Montana Western 47, Carroll College 43. Back with more Frontier Conference women's basketball on the Bulldog Sports Network.
We are champions of character.
Quincy's dancing to Thunderstruck.
We're back at the Stroud Gymnasium. Saints trailing by 4 with the ball. 47-43, Bulldogs lead. Bulldogs have turned up the defensive pressure on the Saints, forced a couple of turnovers and took a lead. Three-point shot is good. Wow. Nothing but net for Addie Ekstrom. She's at 12. She averages 12 points a game, but she is a 37% three-point shooter. There we go. Peyton Hagee, she puts up the shot, no good. Battle for the rebound. Who's got it? Kiki Davis, and Kiki Davis is fouled.
We can hardly hear that whistle.
Fouls on Carroll, number 35, Isabella Erickson. It'll be her second.
Ball taken away by the Saints. Saints trail by 1. 7:20 left to play. Shot is up and no good, but Peterson picks up another foul, and I believe that'll be 4 on her.
Foul on Bulldogs, number 24, Kenzie Peterson. Be her fourth.
Peyton Hagee checking out with the official what exactly happened.
So Erickson ties the game up with her first free throw. She'll get another one.
I think her shooting percentage from the free throw line has gone up a little bit tonight.
And the Saints back out in front, 48-47. And a blocking foul called on Erickson, and she says, yep, I did it.
Foul on the Saints, Isabella Erickson. It'll be her third. One at the free throw, shooting 2.
Free throw. Lund gets them both, and the Bulldogs back out in front, 49-48. Keller trapped in the corner by 2 Bulldogs, nowhere to go, and Lund finally a jump ball is called, but possession arrow points towards Carroll. Good defensive by the Bulldogs underneath their own basket.
She's on the wrong side. She should be forcing the ball to come in towards Oakland over here. There, now she has moved.
And ball thrown out of bounds, and it will be Bulldog basketball. She tried for, was she running a post on that?
That was, no, that's corner route.
Okay, corner route, okay.
But that was a bad one. No need for that at all.
49-48 Bulldogs. Bulldogs have possession underneath their own basket, and there's a discussion.
The officials are wondering, did the arrow change on that last? No, it didn't.
And it's supposed to, isn't it?
Yes. So the Saints got it back after the.
So Bulldogs leading with 6:48 left to play, 1 point lead.
Look
and
out,
Ava
Ava.
Bellich hits the 3. Ava Bellich hits the 3, and the Bulldogs lead by 4, and more Bulldog full court pressure.
Yeah, I think, see, now they changed the arrow just now.
Oh, and Ava Bellich with the blocked shot right into the hands of her teammate, Old Elk. And here come the Bulldogs. Moy goes inside, tried to get it to Bellich, tipped out.
Oh, no. That ball went off a Saint, and the official is changing it.
Another official who saw it.
He was in the right position
Yes.
out here, so he saw the front end of the play. I like that when the officials work together.
Good crew tonight.
Get it back.
Ava Bellich with 5 seconds and traveling called. Got some double team pressure by the Saints and took an extra step.
She's not the kind that can really start her own offense. She is going to be the recipient of a lot of passes, a lot of three-point shots.
Keller driving in, stopped the free throw line. Now back out to Ekstrom, who puts up an air ball.
Aren't we lucky the dog pound's not here?
Yeah. Although do you think the Bulldog defender got a little piece of that one? Because she usually has pretty good arc on that, but that didn't have much arc at all on it. 5:25 left to play. Bulldogs lead by 4. Lund puts up a shot, no good. Saints with the rebound. And Isabel Lund takes the ball right out of Erickson's hand.
Basket.
Oh, and no foul is called.
You still just go to the basket, shoot your regular shot. If you're fouled, you're fouled. Those 2 points might come back to haunt us.
Shot clock down to 15. Erickson with the ball, top of the key. Off to Ekstrom. Inside to Bullock, and it's tipped out of bounds.
Oh, they're going to call that a foul, aren't they?
And that is Governor Steve Bullock's daughter.
Yeah.
We learned that from our friends over at Carroll. So her shot blocked out of bounds. Oh, nice inbounds play that scores the easy basket for the Saints, cutting the Bulldog lead down to 2. 52-50 the score. 4:15 left to play.
Now I'm going to get Peterson to the scorer's table pretty quickly.
Lund thinks about a shot, now comes back to Davis. Davis puts up the 3. High off the glass, no good, and the Saints battle for it among themselves.
But you see all 3 of them blocked out.
Erickson was the one that came up with the ball. .45 rebounds for the Saints, 24 for the Bulldogs. And a battle for there. Are they going to? Yep, jump ball.
And it should be
Bulldog ball.
Rachel Sayers.
There's something on the floor.
Where at?
Right where the official just kicked it off, and it's still off.
Oh, I see you. Yeah. You guys could have picked it up. Might have been easier than kicking it.
Yeah, well, it took 3 different players or people to get it. One of the officials, Coach Sayers, and Athletic Director Filer. Combined for, did they each get an assist on that? And the officials are having some kind of discussion in front of the Carroll bench. Not really sure.
They are checking to see if the arrow did indeed change.
J.D. Solomon, former Carroll men's great, is talking to one of the officials, getting the explanation. He was a pretty good player in his day.
Now it changes. Yeah.
Bulldogs with the basketball and a 2-point lead. 3:20 left to play. Davis puts a shot up, doesn't get it, and no Bulldogs underneath the basket to get the rebound, only Saints. And the Saints can either tie the game or take the lead with a basket here. Keller double teamed, and now she gets it out to Ekstrom. And Ekstrom lays it up with 5 seconds on the shot clock, tying the game up at 52. Ava Bellich is fouled. And that will send Bellich to the free throw line to shoot a couple.
Back in for your Bulldog, number 5, Maddie Boy.
Bellich, the sophomore from Manhattan, gets the first free throw and gives the lead back to the Bulldogs, 53-52. And the second one gets them both, and it's 54-52 Montana Western. Keller brings it all the way to the free throw line, now brings it back out.
Help.
Double team in there, but the Saints get the pass away. Shot is up and no good, and tipped out about, Karstetter missed her first shot, missed the rebound, but then picked up the loose ball and reverse layup, and it's a 54-54 game. Here comes Nichols, goes in, misses the layup, rebound by the Saints. Saints can take the lead here. 1:50 left to play. Almost taken away by Kiki Davis. 12 seconds on the shot clock. Keller working herself in, turns around, puts the shot up. No good.
And that's off Kiki's foot.
6 seconds on the shot clock.
Went back to 20.
That's the question I was asking you. So shot clock back to 20 seconds now. .134 remaining, all tied up at 54. And traveling the call.
Right in front of the officials who drug that foot.
On Will Albrecht, the junior from Billings. 1:30 remaining, all tied up at 54. Hey.
And again, the shot clock did not begin. That's the third time, isn't it?
Oh, it's more than that. Nichols will put the ball in play for the Bulldogs to Hagee, and Hagee will set the Bulldog offense. Gives to Moy. Moy reverse layup, doesn't go in. Rebound collected by the Saints, almost taken away by the Bulldogs. But Ekstrom gets it across the timeline, setting the Carroll offense, approaching the 1 minute mark of the game. And off the fingers of Kartster. I don't know if she's ready for it or she just looked away. But she was open underneath the basket. 55 seconds remaining, all tied up at 54. Into Belich. Belich is working her way in. Now comes back out to Moy. Moy to Hagee. 30 seconds.
That's the one you want to have the ball, but not that shot.
25 seconds, or excuse me, 27 seconds. Now 25. Saints playing for final shot. 18 seconds, all tied up at 54. Inside to Cartster, and
Kiki Davis, I believe, saved the bucket.
Fouls on the Bulldogs, number 4, Kiki Davis. It'll be her third.
And that will send Cartster to the line to shoot a pair, and she's a good free throw shooter, 71%. 9.5 seconds. And she misses the first one.
You put the jinx on her.
No, I didn't. It's all in her hands. I heard this discussion on a TV game, and it was proved. And she gets the second, which ties the game up which gives the Saints a 55-54 lead, 9.5 seconds. Bulldog timeout, and Mike, we're going to keep it right here, and I guess what they're going, I see the Bulldog coaches over there looking through their plays.
I think they want to get the ball into the hands of the ones who can really shoot the free throws. Peyton Hagee, and even though it puts a lot of pressure on the sophomore, Ava Bullich. And actually, Isabella Lund is a pretty good free thrower. But they're just one shot. One shot.
I wasn't expecting an overtime game.
I wasn't either.
This has been one heck of a basketball game, though. Bulldogs, I think, you said one of their better games. I think it's the best game they played that we've seen here at the Stroud.
Certainly we have.
And Carroll, they've played a good game, too. It's been a defense. Well, look at the score, 55-54.
And, you know, Carroll usually scores at about 66, and they give up about 66 points. So the Bulldogs.
Well, it's Bulldogs average 68. Carroll averages 64. Bulldogs give up 68. Carroll gives up 55.
Uh-oh.
Kiki Davis, jump shot up and no good. And a foul is called. So they designed a play and it didn't work.
Foul on the Bulldogs, number 12, Trinity Nichols, for 4.
And back to the free throw line go the Saints, and it is Izzy Erickson. And she misses the free throw. 2.5 seconds left to play.
Sudden life.
Erickson with her second. And she makes a second. That gives the Saints a 56-54 lead. And Brett Cooper calls timeout for the Bulldogs. And once again, they're setting up another play.
Yep.
They need a basket to tie or a three-pointer to win or a two-pointer and be fouled. So both teams back out on the floor. Bulldogs 2.5 seconds on the clock. Trailing by 2, 56-54.
good.
Maddie Moy, and they had the shot, and she missed the layup, but what heck of a ball game. Carroll survives the Bulldogs 56-54. We're going to wrap things up quick. And I can go over the scoring really quick. The Bulldogs were led by Kiki Davis with 21 points. For the Saints, they had 3 players in double figures. Ekstrom with 16, and Keller and Karst with 11 apiece. But that's going to do it from the Stroud Gymnasium. Game number 1 of this Bulldog-Carroll doubleheader is over with. Final score, Carroll College 56, Montana Western 54. We'll see you in about a half an hour with men's action on the Bulldog Sports Network.